AITA for being upset that I found out my wife was pregnant via social media. I, 29M, need to vent about what just happened and maybe get an unbiased opinion. My wife, 27F, and I have been together for 4 years, married for 2. We both grew up in the same small town, but currently live in a city a few hours away. I love her. She's my best friend, and I've always felt like we were a team. Until now. A little background. We've been trying to get pregnant for about 3 months. I know that's not long in the grand scheme of things, but we were both really excited about starting a family. We talked for hours about baby names, parenting styles, and what kind of parents we want to be. So, when I say this is something we've both wanted, I mean it. This weekend, she went back to our hometown for a family gathering. I stayed behind because of work, but everything seemed fine when she left. She was texting me updates, sending pictures of her with her cousins, and generally just enjoying herself. Fast forward to Sunday afternoon. I was relaxing at home when my phone pinged with a message in our group chat. It was from my buddy, and it included a screenshot. The screenshot was from an Instagram story posted by one of my wife's friends. The picture was of my wife, crying and hugging some of her friends. The caption, "You're going to be the best mom." My heart stopped. I stared at the screen, reading it over and over, trying to make sense of it. My wife was pregnant, and I found out because of an Instagram story. I called her immediately. She picked up after a couple of rings, and her voice was cheerful. "Hey babe, I have news," she said. I didn't even let her finish. "I know. You're pregnant." There was this pause, and then she said, "Wow, babe, how did you know?" I told her I'd seen it on Instagram and asked why she hadn't told me first. Her response? "What? I didn't post anything." "No, but your friends did," I snapped. "That's one way to find out I'm going to be a dad." "Thanks." And then I hung up. She started calling me back immediately, but I ignored her. I was angry, hurt, and honestly just stunned. How could she not tell me first? How could anyone else know before me? About 20 minutes later, my sister, who lives in our hometown, called. She'd just arrived at my in-laws' house and said the place was a madhouse. Apparently, everyone was fighting, my wife was locked in her childhood bedroom, and no one knew what was going on. I explained the Instagram story situation to her, and she said there's no way she would do that. Well, she did. I shot back. My sister promised to figure out what was going on and call me back. When she did, I got the full story. According to my sister, my wife had been late on her period and, while hanging out with a friend, decided to take a pregnancy test for fun. It was positive. They freaked out, bought more tests, and took them all. Every single one was positive. My wife was overwhelmed and decided to tell her parents. From there, it snowballed. Her parents called her siblings, and she texted a few close friends in town. Apparently, it all happened in the span of 2 hours. One of those friends came over, took a photo of the moment, and posted it on Instagram without asking. When my wife found out, she was furious, but the damage was done. At this point, I was calmer, but I still felt betrayed. She told at least 10 people before me. 10 people. And she didn't even have the excuse of waiting to do something special to tell me, because when I called, she was ready to tell me on the spot. I called her back that evening. She was crying, apologizing over and over, saying she'd planned to surprise me. I wasn't buying it. If that were true, why had she been ready to tell me as soon as I called? I said as much, and she went silent. I told her I needed space to think, and hung up again. Now my phone is blowing up. My wife's family is mad at the friend who posted. My wife is mad at herself. And my sister is mad at me for being mad at my wife. And I'm just exhausted. My sister sent me a message that hit me hard. "Hey, I know this sucks, and it was crappy of her, but don't let this ruin it for you. You're going to be a dad. You're going to be an amazing dad. This is great news." And she's right. I'm going to be a dad. That's all I've ever wanted. I love this baby already, and I haven't even met them. But I'm also hurt. This was supposed to be a moment between me and my wife. And instead, it turned into this public mess. Tonight, I'm sulking. Tomorrow, I'll probably apologize and pretend I'm fine. My wife doesn't need more stress while she's pregnant, and I don't want to ruin what should be a happy time for us. But Reddit, AITA for being upset? Should I just let it go? TLDR, my wife told at least 10 people she was pregnant before telling me. I found out through an Instagram story posted by her friend. I'm hurt and furious, but I don't want this to ruin the excitement of becoming a dad.